All right. Should be live.
What's going on? What's going on? Today we're talking NFC East. Had to rock my Giants jersey. You know, show love, Derek Martin.
I don't know why you're trying to rep something that ain't good. You might as well send it back, return to sender, get your money back. Hey, they got a jersey exchange program. Get you a Jameis Winston jersey. Hey, this is James Kern
out there, James Kern.
You know, we out here trying to do big things. 3 Dream Sports. Hey, go to Everything Sports page, like us, comment, tell us what you want to talk about. Let's also throw out a quick shout out to Amanda. You know, she's doing the big things for us, you know, making our little plaques and stuff like that. But today we're going to talk about the NFC East and West. I think we should start out East. You know, maybe we should go start with Derek's team, you know, since he wanted to take shots at Carolina last week. Let's go ahead and hit it up. Talk to me. What do you like? What don't you like? How do you see him doing this year?
All right, starting from the beginning, I thought the JPP trade was smart. You know, obviously the dude is officially a handicap. He gets the special parking.
Stop it.
Nothing against it. He made a bonehead decision, obviously effective.
Signing with the Giants,
I think it's an upgrade. I think it's an upgrade for Tampa Bay. It helps them, and it also helped us. We were able to get younger on our defensive line with us moving to a 3-4. He didn't fit. I think that was a good move on us.
I mean,
the dude could have had more sacks, but he couldn't wrap up all the ways and complete the tackle. So I'm happy we're not paying that ridiculous money to him. We've got a 3rd-round pick for it. I hope it works out. Some pickups we picked up to try to assist at DB, BW Webb. We just recently, I'm interested about this. We picked up Sam Beal. I'm really interested to see how that plays out, just for the fact that they're projected, or he was projected to be a 1st-round pick next year. So I'm excited with the moves we made so far.
So are you okay with them taking a pick in the supplemental draft? Because you know if you pick in that draft, you lose it in the real draft.
Right. We lost our 3rd round of next year's draft. We lost 3rd-round pick. I'm okay with it if the dude lives up to the hype. You know, he's a 1st-round projection of next year. Okay. So come 3rd round, he would have been gone anyway. That's how I look at it.
So you feel like you guys got to still, you know, you're able to lose it.
Possibly. He's got to show me. You can't just walk around with the title and automatically get the respect. No, you got to show me something, you know.
I mean,
the dude's grades are what held him back, so he decided to go pro. Hopefully.
Hey, y'all know y'all got to hit the film room, right? He got to study some plays. You know, he can't just go out there and play. So if the grades was holding him back.
Hey, maybe we'll do what Mr. Rivera did with Cam, only teach him half the field at a time.
Hey, you know what? Eli does the same thing, because that's why he throws half the interceptions to the other side. Because, I mean, when Odell ain't on the field. But anyways.
Wow.
Since we're talking about draft picks, I'm surprised you ain't jumping into your man, the savior, the guy who's going to give you a run game. Since
yes, sir.
Y'all haven't had a run game since, what, Tiki Barber and all of them, and with his fumbling tail?
We're gonna pretend Brandon Jacobs wasn't there. Bradshaw, you're right. Just throw them out.
I mean, they don't count. But you know, y'all got Saquon Barkley. I mean,
excited.
You have to be. You have to be excited, and it's gonna help Eli out. It's gonna make Eli he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I ain't gonna say great. You know, even though he's got a couple Super Bowl rings, I'm gonna leave that out. But he takes pressure off of Eli, and it also gives you guys an explosive play out the backfield. We've seen the guy just do his thing, and then I don't know if you saw the ESPN body issue. Dude's got he hasn't skipped leg day since he was born. I mean, that dude is huge.
Dude, he's ridiculous.
Unnecessary.
He is built ridiculous.
Just squatting 650 pounds. I don't even know why you need to do that. That's too much.
Hey, and he's got hands coming out the backfield. I'm super excited to see how our offense looks. Him, Shepard's healthy, Odell's healthy.
Yes, sir.
Evan Ingram. I'm excited to see these pieces on the field with Eli. Hopefully this gets Eli 1-2 more good seasons, and we're able to see what happens.
I mean, then you guys also in the 2nd round got the offensive guard out of UTEP, Will Hernandez. I mean, from what I've heard, this dude's already knocking heads in camp. He's trying to fight people. You know, he's showing
snacks. He tried to fight snacks, man. The helmets were flying. People were getting legit hurt. I like it, but at the same time, I think, you know, you got to be able to control it. hopefully this dude lives up to also the hype. Like I said, a lot of the players we picked up, there's hype around them. I'm hoping with the hype that, they bring it. It's not all talk, that we're actually got guys that can live up to it. So there's a lot of excitement. I'm curious, though, most about our defense. Obviously, our offense, there's a lot of pieces that came in to be excited about. But this defense, I'm excited about us going to a 3-4 because forever, for the longest time, we've been a 4-3 defense.
Yes, sir.
And one of the people that we brought in for it is Lorenzo Carter from Georgia. And if you don't remember, he was one of the hard-hitting linebackers who, was just laying wood, fast dude. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what our defense looks like. We got to fix the DBs, but I'm excited to see the 3-4 look.
Well, everybody's got to fix DBs. I mean, it's a passing league. I mean, you guys gave up 24 points per game. I mean, you can only get better from that. I mean,
right.
You guys...
Hopefully.
But my concern is your offense. You guys average 15 points a game, and that's just not going to win. We've seen it. You guys need help. But also with Odell coming back, which I think will help anybody. I mean, he's that type of player. If you've seen any of the Facebook videos, the YouTube videos, he's out here just dancing on people. I mean, throwing medicine balls around like it ain't nothing. But what I want to see is week 1 when you guys play Jacksonville. Do you feel like Jalen Ramsey provides that, okay, Odell's back moment? Like if Odell can go off on Jalen, do you think that says Odell is back, or do you think Odell needs a couple of games to ease back into it, and then we see him maybe mid-season really hit that stride where he's just doing what he was normally doing?
Real quick, before I get to that, we got Chris Carey saying, how y'all think y'all rank in the division? The Giants this year, I think, Chris, going forward, I think with the moves we did, of course, health is going to be a big part. Like I said, new defense, so I got question marks there, but I think this puts us right back in the mix. I mean, this is the first time the Giants haven't been in the mix of at least a wild card for a long time with our division, where we were simply that bad. So I think this gets us right back with the pieces if we're healthy. Odell, Shepard. Shepard is a, solid number 2 receiver.
Yes, sir.
If Berkeley lives up to be the hype, I think he's arguably going to be in the contention for Rookie of the Year, possibly. The way they're talking, they're going to try to get him as many passes out of the back. So he might be in the same situation as Kamara where he's getting 2,000 all-purpose yards. So I think this gets us right back in the mix of right in the wild card. I'm not necessarily saying we'll win the division, but we'll definitely be bouncing back, I think.
So you guys will finish not last, but second to last in the division. I mean, that's a bounce back for y'all.
Hey, relax, Ricky Bobby.
Hey, I'm going to stay in my lane, okay? But let's talk about some of your offseason pickups. I mean, you guys went and got David Gettleman, the GM, from Carolina. Guy had a great run with him. He 40, 23, and 1, Super Bowl 50 appearance. We're not going to go back into that. I just got over that. Just got out of therapy. Can't go back to that. Carolina fan. But it seems like he put you guys on the right track. He went and picked up. You could call them locker room players, but I felt like he just really came in there and said, you know what, if you can't get right, get gone. And I think you guys needed that after last year when it was just a circus. Like, everybody was just doing whatever they wanted. So I like what he did there.
Speaking of last year, something I did like real quick that happened this year, Ben McAdoo came out and, he felt the need to say he felt as though he didn't do enough for Odell. He kind of let Odell live the rock star lifestyle and just planned on how can the man get Odell the ball more. And I can appreciate him, taking that like, you know what, maybe I let this kid, who obviously needs some maturing, maybe I let him go a little too wild. So I could appreciate that.
Okay. I mean, and then you guys also brought in Nate Solder, left tackle from the Patriots. Another great pickup. It shows you guys are committed to protecting Eli and building up a decent offensive line for Barkley to run behind. I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel like the offensive line is what's going to hold you guys back? Because you've got, like you said, you've got everybody coming back. You're building up the line. Is that the one position where you guys like, maybe, maybe not? If things go right, if things go wrong, it's going to go to the offensive line?
No, I think we upgraded our offensive line. We definitely lost. It's going to hurt losing Pugh, Richburg. We're definitely losing some key guys, but I think our offensive line upgraded as well. So I think if it's going to hell, the season, Eli's going to take the blame like he always does.
Okay.
That's who it's always going to fall on, is the quarterback, right?
True. They make the most money.
You can literally have the worst offensive line, and we're still going to look at quarterbacks like, hey, get it together. But, a team that I do see still contending are these Eagles. Talk to me about Philadelphia.
Well, I mean, let me hop back to the Giants real quick. I got one quick question since we were talking about Eli. Do you think you said you gave Eli 2 more years. Do you think if he struggles this year, do they get David Webb in there, or is it we're going to let Eli run out?
I don't think that they cut him. It's going to depend on how bad the season's going for Eli. But yeah, Webb's looking good so far. The plan is to hopefully get Webb up to speed so he can be that guy. So hopefully we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
We're going to go from a team that can't win anything to the team that won everything. We're going to go to Philadelphia. Yeah, that was sad. It's true. Y'all went 3-13 last year. Y'all can't win anything. I'm surprised surprised they didn't get rid of y'all. But the Eagles, they're bringing back everybody that they needed to bring back. I mean, you've got 2 Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks with Wentz and Foles. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Like you said, the quarterback position is what makes a team. And when you've got 2 of them, that's a great thing to have. Now, let's go ahead and get into their draft picks. Dallas Goedert out of South Dakota State.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, we're looking at a lower division player putting up big numbers. I mean, 2017, 72 catches, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. And then 2016, 92 catches, almost 1,300 yards, 11 TDs. So there's production.
Who is his competition? That don't mean nothing to me.
And I agree with you.
That don't mean nothing to me.
But still.
That's Ertz's spot. I don't know if this kid can come in and hold his water. Even if they go to the 2 tight end stream, I don't care. I don't know who was his competition.
That's true. I'll give you that. That is a lower tier school, but still, he's got numbers. And then it's also nice to have a great backup. I mean, even Doug Peterson, the coach and the GM of the Eagles, are like, hey, this is a strong tight end class. Get him while you can. I mean, look what happened to Dallas. They had a chance to get somebody decent, and they messed it up after Wentz retired. But what I'm really...
Yeah, went and got him good. He got him decent.
What I'm really concerned about is, do they have the Super Bowl hangover? Is this just the glory year? Is this just like the year, hey, we won it last year? Or do you think they make the playoffs, but I don't know if they go back-to-back. I mean, that's kind of hard to do in the NFL. It's
right.
Unless you get lucky.
Yeah, I want to see this team, though. They trade Torrey Smith. They pick up Bennett from the Seahawks. So they did make some moves that I didn't see necessarily happening. So I'm excited to see what the Eagles look like. To me, it is the same team, but they're definitely added some new faces there. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think this is a team that's going to have to deal with the Super Bowl hangover. I see these guys, it sucks because they're in our division. I see them definitely keeping control of the division. They have a lot of nice pieces there that's definitely going to be hard to keep up with. And if Wentz is still dealing with his injuries, they have Foles, like you said, in the back, just waiting.
And since you brought up the Torrey Smith trade and all that other stuff, interesting fact, the Eagles were looking at maybe releasing him, and the Panthers said, we'll trade for him. So that kind of scares me right there, if the Panthers are trading for a guy that was about to get released. So, and they gave up a cornerback, if the league needs those. But who do you think are like the key players for the Eagles? I know we listed Foles and Wentz. Do you think Ajayi is...
Well, me personally, I've been a huge fan of this dude forever. I like Ertz, man, at the tight end position. I think every quarterback falls in love with their tight ends. Every quarterback wants, I should say, a tight end that they could fall in love with. And Ertz is that dude. He can stretch the field. He's a beast in the end zone. I like Ertz, man. He's definitely key for me. And that's why, I mean, hey, this tight end that they drafted, hopefully he can be a solid number 2, so they have 2 tight ends for that organization. That would be the dream scenario for them, but I think Ertz is definitely key. I think when you look at a lot of their games, Ertz played a huge role with getting the ball down the field. So I think he's definitely key.
Well, I mean, or
I should say, before fans start chiming in with the obvious, he's one of the ones, I think doesn't necessarily get the respect out of the, out of core players that they have.
Well, I mean, the tight end draft pick made sense because Trey Burton is gone. If you remember the Super Bowl play, he was part of it. So with him gone, it made sense for them to pick up another tight end. But what I love about the Eagles is they didn't lose major players on the defense. They kept everybody there in. It's going to sound, everybody knows this defense wins championships, but I think in the NFL that's really true because you need to stop these offenses because they're just getting crazy now. But, I mean, we've hit up the Eagles. How about we go down to Landover, Maryland. We go visit Washington. Tell me what you think about them. I mean, that's interesting.
I love the pickup of Alex Smith. I got to tell you that. I did like that.
I mean, go ahead and say it's rough. It's rough to watch.
I don't like the weapons surrounding him there, but I like the Alex Smith pickup. You want a solid quarterback to replace Cousins. You don't know what you're going to get out of a rookie. I get that. You don't want to necessarily give up a lot of draft picks or whatever to move up. So I like the fact that they were willing to give up some draft picks or players. I don't remember the exact details of the pick, but whatever the trade was, I like that they were willing to trade for someone we know that can perform. So I like that move for Washington.
So in the Washington trade, what they gave up was Kendall Fuller, cornerback. They sent him to Kansas City. And they also, I think they sent the 3rd-round pick to him, so that's pretty nice. But if you're looking at Alex Smith, you're looking at the lowest INT rate with a clean pocket. My question is, how clean is that pocket going to be in Washington? But he has that Aaron Rodgers athleticism where you're just like, okay, he's going to run and he's going to get you the 10, 15 yards, and you're going to be like, wait a minute, how did he do that? That doesn't make sense. He's not that fast. Right. It's a Madden glitch. How did Alex Smith outrun this guy? But
how'd you feel about what they did in the draft?
I mean, you can't go wrong when you take an Alabama player. They took Daron Payne with their first pick. You can't go wrong. Defensive tackle. They're going to pair him with the Allen, the other kid Alabama they took last year. And I feel like they've got something right there. They've got decent linebackers. Cornerback, safety, I mean, who knows? We'll see. But I like that. I feel like they got the steal of the draft with Geis out of LSU. I felt like that guy was a first-round talent, ended up being a second-round pick. And I'm not sure about the whole drama that got him dropped to the second round or whatever, but I definitely felt like teams let that cloud their judgment. They should have took him in the first round because the kid balled out at LSU, had a great year. I mean, great years. I mean, after Leonard Fournette, he was pretty much the heir apparent to the running back game. So, great pickup right there.
Yeah, the drama, just to touch on it, is supposedly a couple of teams came out, said he was disrespectful and whatnot, and he came out, said no, teams were asking him sexual preference, is gay or not, and it just got messy during the interview process, it seems.
Okay, so no on the field, off the field issues, it's just what we don't know. Like, we weren't in the room, so we don't know what the questions really asked. People aren't going to come out and say, well, yeah, we asked them that, Yeah. Okay. As far as the offseason pickup, I don't think the Redskins did enough. I feel like they could have done a little bit more. You got Smith, and then they picked up Scandrick from the Cowboys. I don't know how you feel about that one.
The Cowboys they couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
I mean, exactly. And then they picked up Paul Richardson from the Seahawks. I feel like they're banking on their running backs. I mean, they got so many running backs that it's looking like Carolina right now. What are you going to do? They all can't play.
Right.
And I mean, for a team that on offense averaged 325 yards and 21 points a game, that's okay. That's decent. But when your defense is giving up 350 yards and only letting and giving up 24 points, that math don't add up. That's how you get a 7-9 record. And they only managed to average 982 plays from scrimmage. So that lets me know your defense is on the field way too much. Like, you're not doing enough to help them out. And I think this is a 2-year project for them. I think next year we'll be able to say, hey, the Redskins are ready to compete. I don't see them doing any better than 7-9 this year. I mean, what are you predicting for them?
Last year they went 7-9. I see them going 6-10. Okay. I see them taking a little bit of a step back. I think there's going to be, the growing pains. I see them pretty much though in that 7-9 window though.
Okay, I mean, we hit Washington. Let's go to everybody's favorite team. I mean, they've been called America's team since I can remember. I mean, they hosted the draft, and then I don't know what they were thinking, but they did their own thing because they said it's our party. We can cry if we want to. We're going down to Dallas. Talk to me.
Oh boy, Dallas. Okay. They pick up Tavon Austin, Alan Hearns. Dez is gone. They lose Witten, like you said. So they tried to, I guess, pretty much try to replace Dez with this committee. I think Tavon might. I can see him being a special teams player. I'm not big on Austin, so I don't see him getting too much on the offense. I don't know. He probably will get some playing time, but I've never been big on Austin, so I don't know.
For me, I see Austin as more as that gimmick guy, speed sweep kind of gadget play guy. Just it hasn't really shown out since he's been drafted, but he was a first-round pick, and I feel like if you're a first-round pick, teams are still going to try to do something for you.
See if they get what they could get at you.
Yeah, see if we can maybe get a good year out of you and then trade you. Okay, so you like them. How do you feel about the draft picks? Because we've said Witten retired, and a lot of people said this tight end,
Chris Carey said that he's going to be special teams. Well, I see that too.
I mean, I don't see any other place for him unless he magically becomes something special. But we talked about the draft. The Cowboys had it at their house. They did what they wanted. They took the kid out of Boise State, Vander Esch.
The one, you mean the same kid that was playing in high school? I believe he was only playing 8-on-8 football. That guy, or 7-on-7. I mean, some nonsense. It wasn't even real football when he was in high school.
I'm gonna say this:
that same kid.
If the big three can get big, why can't 8-on-8 football?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a correction. It was 6-man football.
Oh, 6.
It was bad. It was bad. Like, I don't know. Obviously he did enough to make it to Boise State, but when they drafted him, there was a lot of talent left on the board for positions they could have fixed. And, I mean, I don't know. It just seems ridiculous.
Last year, 141 tackles. If you look at the top tacklers in the NFL, they had 144. So I guess you could kind of see, like, he's got the production. 3 picks.
Yeah, but you can't. I don't know if it's a fair comparison. When you think about NFL defenders having to go against dudes that are at the top of the game versus, college guys who, we had this talk last week where guys aren't necessarily that fast. You might have this guy that's not strong. You can get around him. It depends on recruiting with college. Only top dudes are going to make it pro.
But, I mean, I guess they saw something in him. They took him, and they're going to do big things, I hope, for this kid. And
to my Cowboy fans, because we had one, I'm sorry to cut you off. He says 1-year starter, though, so we'll see. There's other same position I thought were better. We'll see, though. To my Dallas fans, who would you have liked to see get picked up then? I'm just curious.
I mean, I think Ridley was still on the board, or somebody. I mean, anybody. But
could have been a big receiver for them to replace, yeah.
I understand the pickup because Sean Lee, their great linebacker. I mean, depending on where you're from, I feel like he's like right up there with the great middle linebackers, Luke Kuechly, Sean Lee. But Sean Lee is always hurt. I mean, if you look at with their defense with Sean Lee on the field, totally different defense. And then they've also got Jalen Smith, who, if you remember, had that horrific knee injury in the Orange Bowl with Notre Dame, and they thought he might not play again. He came back last year doing big things. So I think if worst comes to worst, he provides depth just in case. He's like that emergency. Hey, you get out there and you play. Now, my question is if we got a Cowboys fan out there, how do you feel about the Connor Williams pickup? Because he's on the offensive line, and you guys got the offensive line that everybody wants. I feel like that offensive line is amazing. So, do you think they should have took somebody else besides Connor Williams? I mean, they could be thinking ahead. Maybe somebody's like, "Hey, I'm not going to sign back," or just in case. My pickup that I like, the draft pick that I'm curious to see that works out for the Cowboys is Gallup out of Colorado State. The kid had 17 touchdowns through 38 games. I mean, is that enough production for you to be happy with that? I mean, you guys could have got something better, or what do you guys think? So hit me up with some questions about that.
I gotta tell you before we move on. I'm curious to see. This year, I'm really curious to see Dak. I think we're at the point for Dak. Elliott's going to be back. I want to see what Dak gives us. I want to see with the guys they picked up. I don't see out of the list of dudes they have anyone that's going to have that Dez Bryant, me, give me the ball. Everyone, no matter, let's face it, skilled position dudes, receivers, running backs, they want to touch the ball, but.
Well,
I want to know. I want to see how Dak does because I'm not sure I'm sold on him yet.
Okay, what's keeping you from buying in on Dak? What's keeping you from buying stock in Dak? Because I mean,
well, for one, just his performance after Elliott left. And don't get me wrong, I get Elliott's huge for what they do.
I mean,
whatnot, but I just want to see it.
I mean, if you look at it. We've seen what a good running back can do. I mean, look at when y'all had a decent run game. The Giants were pretty much set. I mean, you didn't have to throw the whole time. But what I'm curious to see is I agree with you on Dak. I'm ready to buy in on Dak. It's just I want to see how the offense looks now that it's his offense. Now it's no longer we have to make Dez happy. Zeke finally figured out that he has to sit still for the whole summer. Like, sit on your hands. Don't do anything crazy. Don't touch anything.
Right.
But, and also, is Jason Garrett on the hot seat this year? I mean,
I don't think you can end up on a hot seat if you're Jerry Jones's best friend. See, as long as you do what Jerry Jones says, I think you're straight. Once you go against the grain, that's where you have problems. And he's just a yes sir. He's a yes man. So I don't think he can lose every game this year. He's not in the hot seat.
I don't think if you go 0-16 with the Cowboys, I think that's an automatic firing. You can't do that.
I don't know. We seen guys get fired that had way better records and win Super Bowls. That's there.
That's not.
This dude hasn't done nothing, and he's got a job. Like I don't get it. But let's go to predictions real quick. Let me go over last year's records. The Giants. I'm going to go from worst, like we did last week, worst. To best teams last year. So Giants were 3-13, Washington 7-9, Dallas 9-7, and Philly 13-3. Tell me what you see worst to best.
I mean, I think I see the Giants. They'll get 5 games this year just because you guys are still in that rebuild mode, and plus we're putting a lot of money in on Odell coming back, being healthy right away, which we've seen the videos. He looks healthy, but I want to see that first hit, like just to see him get back in the game, and that's why I like
the football contact.
That's why I like the first game with Jacksonville. You're going up against a tough defense. You're going up against a physical cornerback in Jalen Ramsey, and even if it goes on the other side, they got AJ Boye, and he's a tough cornerback. So I see them winning 5 games. I like the prediction with the Redskins 6-10 because they're also rebuilding. And I see the Cowboys, they're finishing 8-8. I mean, that's a mess because if Dak can't get it right, Zeke can't figure it out, what do they have? Because they don't have anything else. And I see the Eagles 12-4, maybe 13-3 again. It's just they didn't lose anything, and then they made smart pickups to enhance what they had. So that's what I see. Talk to me.
I see. Okay, starting mine. I think Washington's going to do the worst, and I see them going 6-10, like I said before. I agree with the Dallas 8-8, but I think the Giants. I think they steal that first one versus Jacksonville. I want to see Bortles without. Remember, Bortles lost his top 2 receivers. Okay, I want to see this new offense. I want to see it. Yeah, he's got guys sticking around. They're just going to be the top 2 targets. You still got to show me, because now the pressure's on you. I think we get to steal that, and I got us. Hey, don't hate. I got us coming in 10-6. I think Philly will go 11-5.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, you all right?
What's up?
I'm gonna need you. Might want to hit that life alert button because I think you just died. You might want to get somebody to come rescue you. I mean, you called Jesus. You called Jesus.
Giants. Mark it down. 10-6.
No way in the world the Giants go 10-6.
Okay, we'll see.
If they go,
Chris Carey said, "I personally like the Williams pickup. We cannot. We can count on Martin, Frederick, and Smith when healthy. Collins is a coin flip. Hopefully, he fits perfectly." Okay. And then he's laughing at my 10-6. Okay, laugh.
Because if the Giants go 10-6, the world comes to an end. I mean,
I hope you kissed your mama.
Hey, I ain't got to worry about it because they ain't going 10-6. Ain't no way in the world they go 10-6. They go 5-11,
man,
and they win.
Wow. You know what? Let's move on to the West. I ain't gonna take this disrespect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you got that Drake going? You and your feelings? Anyways, since we want to go out west, since you would just run away from your problems, pull a Kanye, just run away. I want to start in Seattle. I'm gonna start up in Seattle and work my way down. Seattle 9-7 last year. Their offense 330 yards per game. They scored 23 points per game. The defense 323 yards per game. Defense gave up 21. I'm scared for them. I'm legit scared. I'm legit scared that this is they're about to just be really, really bad because the defense has retired. The defense has said, I don't want to play no more. And we all know that that's what carried them to a lot of Super Bowls. Should have handed off in one, but we ain't going to talk about that. But that helped them out. Defense saved them a lot. We've got their draft picks. They took Rashad Penny out of San Diego State.
Right.
I don't know how you feel about that. He led D1 in rushing, but I mean, you got that look of concern. You look like you want to say something. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and let you speak.
Well, I just didn't understand it. They say he fits their scheme, but here's the thing. I feel like from talent-wise, being ranked, they left a lot on the board as far as
they did
where he was ranked. So it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, the dude. I feel like you could have got another fast running back that fits the scheme. I mean, if you're just looking for a speed back, I feel like we could have, got someone that was ranked above him. But I want to see the Seahawks defense. They literally lost like 3 Pro Bowlers off of the top of my head. Bennett gone, Sherman gone.
Yep.
Cam Chancellor just retired. So, when you lose 3 Pro Bowlers, that's kind of a big deal. So I want to see this defense. They drafted the Griffin brother. I want to see how they plug him in. I want to see where he fits. I want to see if he gets to, maybe fill one of these empty roles.
Okay, and then since we're talking about the defense, they did draft Green out of USC, the defensive end, and I feel like they waited too long because I watched tape on this guy. I ain't got nothing better to do. Went to YouTube. Got my little Gruden mode. QB camp. I was sitting on the couch and ain't nobody paying me to talk. But I watched it, and this kid has a great motor, collapsed the pocket, did great things, but a lot of scouts were like, if he'd have just stayed in one more year, he'd have been able to put on, they called it playing weight. They're like, he's in college, he can get away with being a little bit lighter, but they wanted to see him come in a little bit bigger. But what they do like is he has the body type to put on the weight. They just wish he'd have did it in college before he came out. So, I mean, that just lets you know right there, that might be an issue. And then, like you said, big ups to the Griffin kid getting picked. I know a lot of people weren't sure, but like you said, the kid can run. There's opportunity for him to get on the field.
We got a fan asking, this one's for you, can they recreate the Legion of Boom 2.0?
No.
Wow.
That is like Golden State drafting Clay, Steph, and Draymond. I mean, they just got lucky with that, and it just felt like everything came together at the right time. And plus, do people still want to play for Pete Carroll? Because I heard a lot of stories about people are tired of hearing about his, rah, 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 this. And, even Sherman said it's like you can only tell the same story about walking up to school in the snow uphill both ways so many times before I'm like, okay, and you got frostbite and you lost 8 of your toes, but somehow you managed to sew them back on, and then you went to class and got an A. You can only give me that so many times. So it comes down to that. And it might just be, I don't know if we got any Seahawks fans out there. If we do you think it's time for you guys to move on from Pete Carroll? I mean, he got you guys one Super Bowl, and it just seems like it's been downhill after that. Like, players are
We got a fan saying sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Here's my thing real quick about that. Like I said, you lose 3 Pro Bowlers on this defense. To make Legion of Boom 2.0, listen, they might be losing a 4th Pro Bowler. I'm not convinced Earl wants to stick around. I mean, we seen him have the locker talk with Dallas after the game.
Yes,
you got to
sir.
literally go out of your way to go to the other team's locker to find their head coach. So, I mean,
the man walked over there and said, hey, can I get an orange slice?
He put effort into that. I mean, I'm not convinced. So, to say the next LOB 2.0, no. Can they bring in some talent? Maybe. I mean, but I don't think we're going to see another LOB over there this year. No.
No, and then we've talked about the defense. The offense is just Russell Wilson. I mean, that's the whole offense. Russell scramble around, get rid of the ball. I mean, they let Jimmy Graham go to the Packers. I mean, did he have a down year with them? Yes, but it's still Jimmy Graham, and it's still a legit somebody you got a game plan for. And now you're telling me I just got a game plan for Russell Wilson?
Right.
And then you've seen their offensive line. I could get sacks on that offensive line, and I'm at the house. And now it'll be on Madden, but still, I could get sacks on him. I might get close to Russell. And I just think it's going to be a bad year for them.
Yeah.
And some of their offseason moves that I'm concerned about. Deion Jordan. I don't know if you guys remember him. 2013 first round pick. He was taken 3rd overall by the Miami Dolphins. And guess what? The kid was a bust. Now maybe, I mean, it's true. The kid was a college star, combine warrior, got to the league, got chewed up, and said, I'm not ready. So they took a flyer on him. Will it help? Maybe. I don't think so. But you guys, for a receiver pickup, Jaron Brown from the Cardinals. Last year, the guy had 31 catches, 477 yards, and 1 touchdown. What does that do? What does that do?
I mean, I've never been big on Bowman as it is, so and I get it. Everyone that I talk to that's a Seahawk fan, no, he's the man, he's this and that, he's solid, whatever. Maybe I'm just spoiled. I don't know. I'm not big on him. I don't think this is enough. I think
it's not.
This is genuinely going to be a rough year. I mean, I literally don't know who's getting the ball as far as receivers. I mean, even if you say, okay, Baldwin's the real deal, whatever, you need more than him. You do.
They do. They need so much help that it's crazy.
We got Bernadette Wilson here saying it took time to build LOB, so sometimes you have to lose to win.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. That I'll give.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But for
yeah, but I mean, when Pete came in, to be fair, he actually built that pretty quick. That defense. I mean, he knew what he wanted, and he had a lot of success in the draft. So he got the pieces he wanted. But this year's draft hurt them not having the picks. You know.
Yes, sir.
That's what really hurt them. I feel like they would have definitely fixed a lot more, but I think when was their first pick? The third round?
No,
I'm sorry. They had the first pick, but then they didn't have a pick again till like the fourth or something like that.
Yeah, till like the third round because Penny was 27, and then the kid out of USC Green was the 79th pick.
Okay, yeah.
So about second round pick, somewhere at the second or third round. But either way, that's where you make your money. That's where you build your defense.
I know they traded a bunch. I don't have it on my notes. I know they traded away some picks though this year that they would have liked to have. I feel. How you feel about these 49ers, man? Let's have the San Fran.
I mean, first off, you made Jimmy G. You gave Jimmy G his money. 5 years, $137 million. I'm not mad at the dude making money, making paper, because I wish somebody would be like, hey man, I give you half of that just to hand out water, and I take it. But they went 6-10 last year. Their offense, 349 yards, 21 points a game. Defense, 351 yards given up, 23 points per game. I mean, they're just in that weird spot to where they can be good. But we need to see Jimmy G for a full year. I need to see him actually go through the whole season. Get bumped and bruised and not show up halfway through it's summer camp. I just got home from summer camp. Now I can go to school. Now I can go to work. I need to see a whole season from him. Now for the draft picks, Mike McGlinchey out of Notre Dame. I like it. You got to protect him.
Right.
And the great thing about the kid, after his freshman year, he was redshirted. He started every game. So he has the talent. He has the makeup of being a great player. It's just now he has to prove it. I mean, go ahead and talk to me about some of their offseason moves or some other things you like about them.
I like Jimmy G.
Oh, okay.
End of the story. Here. Mic drop. That's it.
Oh, you like Jimmy G. Let me get this straight.
That's all I like that they did. Period.
That's in, so you ain't got nothing. You just done. You gonna Stephen A. me. Just sit up there. Oh, wow.
I mean, and listen, what did they have? I didn't even know Garcon, really. I don't think he's going to be...
Wasn't he one of your receivers?
The answer, I mean, huh?
Wasn't he one of your receivers way back in the day? Wasn't he out there with the Giants?
No, sir.
Okay, I thought he was. I could have sworn he was.
He was in my division, but he wasn't on our team. But
well, I mean, he's a sorry receiver, so I figured he played for the Giants.
I don't think that's enough. Goodwin did have a year last year, but I don't think they got enough going on. Jimmy G, like you said, we still don't know. He's got only a handful of games under his belt.
Yes, sir.
He's still not really proven. He is undefeated, which is amazing.
Yeah,
and I love it. But
wins get you paid.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Jimmy G just because of the hype. I mean, the hype alone, and it's fun saying Jimmy G. I mean,
sir, stop it.
I'm hoping the best for Jimmy. I really am, but I don't think this division is going to be rough. I mean, it seems like in this division there's always one team that's ridiculously built. This year happens to be the Rams.
Oh, of course.
But, 49ers, I like that they have the quarterback that they can believe in. They just need to now get the supporting cast.
Okay, I agree with that. So you're telling me, out of everything they did, you don't like Richard Sherman? They went and picked him up. I mean, I like it from
here's the thing. I am a big Sherman. I take it back. I was talking more along the offensive side, so I apologize.
How dare you disrespect that man?
I do like Jimmy, but yeah, I'm a big Sherman fan. I can't lie. It seems like on the Everything Sports page, I was the one always defending Sherman. Yeah, he's real. Real deal. Oh, he only plays one side. I don't care. He still locked down your favorite receiver.
Oh,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, that is unnecessary.
Listen, anytime you got a corner and Aaron Rodgers goes a whole game without throwing to him, he's got to be a bad man, you know?
See, Aaron Rodgers didn't want to make him look bad that day. He was making sure that he was helping him get paid.
Here's what is going to look bad. When Sherman makes us question if Russell Wilson's really a starter. Sherman's going out for blood. He's going to try to embarrass the Seahawks.
I feel bad for Russell because I feel like this might be the year he gets exposed.
I mean, Bernadette, I'm glad you clarified your take on Sherman. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Sherman. I do. I like the fact that, you know, he stands up for what he believes in, no matter what it is. I love it. I love the fact that he says what everyone's afraid to say, and I love it, man. The dude, I like him. He's awesome. But offensively, I don't think they did enough to help Jimmy. Not this year.
Oh, nah. I mean, they did draft Dante Pettis out of Washington. Speed guy. And he did, his best season was 2016, 821 yards, 15 touchdowns. But he's also a return guy. He averaged 14 yards a catch. So that helps. I mean, young receiver, maybe give him somebody to take the top off the defense. But, I mean, we're going from San Francisco, we're going to L.A., and we all know what L.A. did, which was unnecessary. Was unfair.
Squad.
Pretty much. You've got the Rams going 11-5, and their pickups this year were just crazy. Sue, Talib, you got Peters and Cooks. Come on now.
They need to make a new award just for front offices. I mean, this front office is crazy the way they work these trades, free agency pickups. I mean, the fact that they were able to budget and make it so they can afford all these pieces. And
true.
Like, I mean, I get it. A lot of I think Gurley, he's still on the rookie contract.
He is.
Same thing with Goff. So that right there makes it so they can afford it. But this defense is, on paper, hands down the top defense.
It is. I mean, you've got Sue and Donald in the middle. You can either pair them together or rotate them, and you still got an elite interior defender who's going to collapse the pocket, which is amazing. And then on the outside, you've got Peters to lead, and then you got to remember, they franchise tag Joyner, their safety.
Ooh, it's crazy.
That is just unnecessary. And then to go along with Sean McVay, who's a great offensive-minded coach, another coach from the Belichick tree. So we're starting to see that take off. What I love about the Rams is Wade Phillips. He's worked with Talib before, and Talib has said he respects him enough to listen to him. And I feel like if he can control Talib, and they said Peters was having issues in Kansas City, if he can control him, and he gets both of them.
I'm a big fan of Peters too. As far as on the field, the dude, there's no question. He is up there with the tops. I mean, when he gets an interception, he's not looking to just catch. He's catching and he's trying to take off. That dude is unbelievable.
Well, Peters has 19 interceptions through 3 years. I mean, the dude is just doing his thing. And then 3 touchdown returns. So, like you said, I feel like this defense is going to be on point. The offense is already set up. You've got Gurley, you've got Goff, and now you got Cooks. Come on. That's unfair.
It was necessary, though. It was necessary. I think we've seen it come, the playoff game. It seemed like they relied on Gurley too much. I think this is their way. They said, okay, let's upgrade at the receiver position. Let's get Cooks. Okay, Goff. Now we got you someone that was a little more of an upgrade. We upgraded the receiver position the last 2 years. Let's see what you do.
Okay.
Because you got the running back. You got the running back. Now you got the receiver.
You do. And I mean,
assuming that he can still play after what the Eagles did to him. I don't know if he's going to be able to show up.
Wow.
You can't show up.
Sir, stop living in the past. 2018.
And living in the past, he might still be in a hospital room. I don't know.
2018. Come on, man.
he might still be in the stadium. I don't know if he left.
Pretty much. So with that, I mean, let's go ahead and jump down to the Cardinals. Let's go out to Arizona. Let's talk about that mess.
We got a fan saying the Rams are division champs this year. That, my friend, you could drop the mic on it. Enough said. The Rams are looking like a total package.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I cannot argue with that. But I mean, we're at Arizona next. That's just a mess. That whole
a mess.
Your GM's getting caught for a DUI on July 4th.
A mess.
Come on,
stop it.
We got
money bags Bradford.
Dude's got
only man that can rob the NFL for at least $100 million.
Pretty much. I mean, but they did pick up Rosen in the draft, which was nice. That provides an emergency quarterback. And they also got Christian Kirk to hopefully help Larry Fitzgerald or ease Larry Fitzgerald. Oh, timeout. You throwing a challenge flag?
You said, I just want to challenge this play because you said provide them with an emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
No, not an emergency. It provides them with a quarterback.
No,
Bradford ain't going to be playing. After week 2, he got sore feet. His back hurt. He fractured a thumb. He got a paper cut. He got everything you could think of. Not an emergency. It provides him with a quarterback.
I mean, that's just craziness. But I ain't mad. Bradford done fleeced the whole league for millions of dollars. I feel like they need to charge him with something. Roger Goodell needs to come out and be like, Bradford, you can't do that. But really, how long can Larry Fitzgerald play?
Oh, man. I love Fitz, man. I feel for him because he's on this team that it seems like just yesterday we were talking about how they had the best defense. This division, they build defense. But it seems like just yesterday we were talking about how Arizona is in the hunt, possibly winning Super Bowl this year. It seems like it was just yesterday. But now, looking, the Honey Badger's gone. Patrick's getting old. Fitz is old. I mean, we don't know how Whit Johnson's going to look back or look for the running back. I mean, is he going to be healthy enough the whole year to carry this team? I don't know. It's just looking rough. I mean,
it is looking rough. So go ahead and hit me with your...
Chris Carey said, what's crazy is how he keeps getting contracts.
True. And you also got to remember that the Cardinals were built on defense, and they lost their defensive coordinator. Yeah. So that's a mess right there. So with that being said, go ahead and hit me with your predictions, how you feel this division, the NFC West is going to play out. I mean, we already know who's going to win, the Rams, so it's just everybody playing for second best.
This is, okay, last year, worst to best. 49ers came in 6-10. Arizona went 8-8. Seahawks 9-7. Rams went 11-5. That's all last year's. This year, I see the 49ers. Let me start with Arizona. I have them going 5-11. I think they're going to drop to the worst team in the division. 49ers, I have them staying where they were, 6-10. I don't think they did enough to improve, but I don't think they took steps to fall back. I think they'll go 6-10. I believe in Jimmy to at least get that.
Okay.
Seahawks, they went 9-7 last year. Pete surprised us the year they, won the Super Bowl and even the year before making the playoffs. I have them going 8-8 from the 9-7. I'm not going to give them too much of a drop off, and that's just respect for Pete. He somehow finds players and ways to win. And the Rams, I have them going 13-3. I think the Rams.
Hold on.
Alright, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. We had some internet issues right there.
Hey, we were talking bad about everybody, and they was like, we was talking bad about the Cardinals. They shut that down quick.
Yeah, let me, real quick, I'll run through mine because I seen you had to go with the issues. The division I have it going: Arizona 5-11, 49ers 6-10, Seahawks 8-8, Rams 13-3. Chris said he likes my projections. Let me hear what you got going on, Kern.
I mean, I didn't do any projections for this division. I just know that the Rams are going to win, and everybody else is playing for second best. I mean, Seattle's going to – there's no way Seattle wins the same amount of games. They're just too big of a mess. Cardinals, I mean, they're a paper cut away from having a rookie quarterback. And, I mean, that defense with Honey Badger gone, it's going to be a mess. They also lost a defensive coordinator, and that's pretty much what they were built on.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be rough this year.
All right, well, that's what we have for the NFC East and West. Do we got any questions from the fans? It could be about the two divisions here or anything. You guys, let us know if you got any questions. We got a couple of minutes still. Anyone check out France winning?
By the way, if anybody saw that game was over by like about the 65th minute when France went up 4-1. I mean, Croatia got lucky with France's goalie mishandling the ball. They got that second goal. But it was just pretty much France all the way through. I mean, we also had Wimbledon going on. Serena Williams didn't win it, but hey, she's got 23 championships. I mean, I feel like she can share at least one. But, she was doing big things out there. And it's the All-Star Game's getting ready to come up. I don't know if we got any baseball fans out there. That should be interesting, the Home Run Derby. I mean, we got Judge standing any of those New York guys going in it? Or do they say, hey, you know what, we're going to sit at the house and enjoy the fancy stuff?
The last thing I seen is that they're going to sit it out, which I like. Judge already won, and that Home Run Derby, it takes a lot out of you. So let him rest that day. Let him rest.
That's fair enough.
I respect it.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know if anybody's paying attention. If you like bike racing, the Tour de France is going. I think they're on stage 7. I know a lot of people are like, why do you know about that? Boy, you need something else to do with your life. But that's pretty much...
Chris said, we got a question. Did you see the 6.5-hour Anderson Isner semifinal in the Wimbledon game? I did not.
So
I didn't see that.
I paid attention to like the first 45 minutes, and then when I realized this was going to take forever, couldn't do it. That's marathon tennis. That's when you're dedicated. That's like watching golf.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even. Wow.
But for Chris, I think that set the longest match record. The longest game for the longest match record that they played, 6.5 hours. I mean, that's a day job. But hey,
oh my God, it was so long.
it was unnecessary. I mean, I feel like that's what you put on when you want to punish somebody. You watch tennis for 6 hours.
That's intense. I mean, wow.
I mean, hey.
26-24 in the final, yeah. That's what he said. That's wow.
That's a football game. That's 3-4 football games.
That's a few football games. That's intense. Yeah, I didn't catch that. So if we don't have no questions, do we have any questions? If not, here we go. What we got here? Yeah. Isner a couple of years ago at the Wimbledon had an 11-hour game. Man, that's crazy.
You know what? That dude must think he getting paid by the hour.
He might. That's intense, man.
I wish.
I mean, I don't know if I could keep going back and forth like that.
Nah, we'd have to stop. We'd have to. And you know what? I'd pull the Madden thing. I'd get a bad rating. I quit. I'd press pause and say you're waiting on your opponent. Your opponent quit.
Oh man, here we go. Any Super Bowl projections yet? Who you got? Early Super Bowl, real early.
Real early, you got to go with the Eagles because you can't disrespect the team that won it. You kind of have to give them the props to make it back. Honestly, I would love to see a rematch of last year's Super Bowl if it happens. You know, Patriots Eagles. I'd love to see it.
Okay.
But I think it all comes down to. I'm gonna say this. I don't want anybody to freak out, but I think Jacksonville might sneak
Stop
in
it.
there. I mean,
Stop it.
if the Ravens can win with Trent Dilfer and just the defense, I mean that's what Jacksonville has. I think they can pull it off. So I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say the Eagles and the Jaguars. Don't hate me, but you asked for one super early, and that's what I'm gonna give you.
It's okay because I got the Patriots falling off as well. It's okay in my projection. My prediction. Here we go. And you know, normally I would respect the Eagles or the Super Bowl team that won last year, but it is the Eagles, so I'm not flying with you. Nope, I don't have to. You can't make me.
Sir?
I don't like the Eagles. Never will. I don't care. So no, they don't get that respect from me. In fact, I'm going to say the Rams. I'm going to pick the Rams as the bullies. I think that they got enough defense to hurt Wentz's other leg and then make Foles forget how to throw. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I see that happen.
Just a bully for no reason.
I mean, that's exactly what they got. Chris Carey gave me the fist. I support that, brother. Oh. And then my AFC team. It might be a surprise, but I think it's time for him to really make a run for his ring. Phillip Rivers. I see San Diego surprising it. Okay. San Diego has a squad that's, you know, under the radar. They got a team, man.
They do.
I think it's the battle of California this year.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to let you run with it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say you're crazy. Yeah. But when it all falls apart, you know, when it all falls down, as Kanye would say, I'm going to be sitting right here laughing at you.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I ain't going to pick a winner out of the two, but I would like to see Phillip get his ring before it's done.
Phillip has to get it. I mean, he's put in the work. I mean, if Drew Brees can get it, Phillip can get it.
Yeah.
But anything else? Any other questions, comments, concerns the fans want to talk about? I mean, where are we going next? We got
Hit us up, man. Hit us up.
We got the AFC, so let the fans know where we're going to go. We could do an AFC East to West, so we're going to do AFC North South next show.
Bro, that said, we might be on the same page with that San Diego choice. I'm telling you, San Diego, man, they got the run game, they got a defense, they got receivers. I like it. But next week, where you want to stop? You want to go north and south or east and west AFC?
You know what? If for the fans that are in there in the chat right now, we're gonna let y'all decide. So tell us right now, AFC East, West, or North and South. That's up to the fans. We're gonna let y'all pick this one.
Yeah, y'all tell us. Y'all tell us what you guys want as far as that. Other information for fans while you guys, you know, whoever's typing into us, when y'all typing. Another thing for you guys to know, we want y'all to stay active if you guys are sharing this. And for the fans being active, we definitely have prizes out there we plan on sending you guys. So please continue to be active, share this information, and you might be in the running to get something. Chris responded with North and South, so I guess AFC North and South is the way we're going to run it, man.
All righty. Thank you for responding to that, Chris. And we will hit you guys up next week with the AFC North South. Hey, it's 3 Dream Sports. I'm James Kern.
Please like, comment, and share, man. I mean, subscribe.
He done forgot his name, but that's Derek Martin over there wearing that.
I didn't forget it. Listen,
trade in that Giants jersey. That's what it's messing up your brain. Trade in the Giants jersey. Wow. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching, subscribing, and we'll see you next week.